What up, what up, what up, my G's? I hope everybody's having the best day possible. Welcome back to another F1 23 video. Today we in a league race here in House of Esports in Jeddah. This is a 50% race and this is the first lap of the race. Going in this race we got disqualified because of the fact I did not have the correct telemetry settings, and that's a little bit unfortunate going into turn 1 and getting a really good start, going up from 13th to 6th within one lap, within one corner, which is quite surprising. Getting a better turn 3 than Jumper, and unfortunately going into the back of him, which is a little bit unfortunate, but getting back on it, and we're back behind Farah at the moment here in 14th place. He's letting us pass, taking the inside line and having to let off the throttle quite a lot right there. Up into 12th place, we're already 2 seconds behind the guy in 11th place on lap 1. I felt like I had a reasonably good speed, a good pace in this race, and as you'll see, it was quite hard for me to get back to you know, top speed until later on in the race. Unfortunately, I'm tripping up a little bit here with my words, but yeah, man. This was quite a hectic race, a lot of drama already in the second lap, and there's a safety car. That's only the first safety car of the race. In this race there was 4 safety cars and 5 DNFs, which is, you know, a reasonable amount of DNFs considering we had 4 safety cars. Trying to heat up those tires before the safety car comes in. Behind Kim in 9th place. We decided not to pit on that occasion, so we may have moved up 1 or 2 places due to that. Getting a good turn 1, getting down to 2nd and down to 1st, up to 2nd quite quickly on that first corner. Going into turn 3, not the fastest turn 3, but being careful because we know that Kim might not be the fastest driver. He's still new to our league, and yeah, I was unaware of what his performance may be like. Behind Braddles here in P8, and you know what, this guy held me up quite a lot during this race. It was a little bit unfortunate. Going up the inside, he left me the space, and unfortunately he closes it last minute, getting back on that throttle, so that was a bit unfortunate. He lost me about half a second right there due to that. Trying to get back at it. We got Alf behind us. As you can see, I'm just watching him and trying to keep him behind me because I know I do have more pace than him. All the way. As you can see, I'm catching up to Braddles through this section. He got it completely wrong and he lost all his speed. Can I get past him here before the final turn?
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Is he gonna full send me? Is he gonna get that overtake done? I keep it. I keep that position. Hitting the wall a little bit, and that lost me a bit of time. Braddle's getting a reasonable exit out of there. Getting me on the final straight. Well done to Braddles on that. Going a little bit deep into there, and I got a nudge from behind from Alf.
Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta.
Now that is the second safety car in 5 laps. On lap 5. It looks like we're about to resume racing. No, that's incorrect. I'm about to come into the pits. And if I'm not mistaken, I fit hards right here. My plan was most likely to go to the end on those hards. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think I do put softs on actually. It's still quite early in the race, lap 6.
Okay, let's go now. Come on. Perfect.
So I put the softs on right here.
We're delighted with that.
Very good stop. I had a really good stop there, and that may have saved me because I feel like 1 or 2 other people have yet to pit and are on hards or mediums. So I'm gonna have you know, the more optimal tires on the restart, so it's quite interesting. The strategies were super important within this race, so unfortunate for me, I did get a a DNF or disqualified due to my telemetry settings not being accurate. But I felt like I had reasonably good pace. As you'll see within this race, I had the second fastest lap overall during the race, and believed I could have definitely got a top 5 finish if it wasn't for some things that may have occurred during this race. So once again, Italian legend getting a bad T1. Going into Santa, we get the both of them. That is a nice one. Unfortunate for that little bit of an incident between the two, because they're both quite good drivers and are quite well known in this league. So woo, little bit of drama between the two of them. Ferrer letting me past, giving me the inside. I get that overtake done, only just he didn't give me enough space. I went into the side of him a little bit, but no damage. Good racing. I knew that I had the pace. I was running Jana op me a Jeddah setup with a tiny little bit of tweaks. Taking that small chicane quite well, catching up to Rock and Robin on the straight. No DRS yet, the safety car only came in this lap. I get the inside line and it looked like I had the space, but he still turns in on me, doesn't give it up, and due to that we make contact. That is a little bit unfortunate. I believe that I had the room, I had the speed, I had that inside line, and I had half a car length on him, and he still drove into me. So that was bad driving in his shoes by him. Rockin' Robin. That was bad driving, my man. He is a reasonably good driver, hence him being here in tier 2. But we are covering for tier 2 today. We're actually a tier 1 driver at the moment. However, we are the slowest in tier 1, and that's the reason we were allowed to compete in tier 2 due to us missing tier 1 race, unfortunately, on Monday. So here we go. Rockin' Robin going on the inside, getting the overtake down on Braddles. Braddles closing us off. As you can see, once again I had a nose on him and he just closed us off at that same corner as he did that the last time. I've got the speed on him. Our jumper behind me, putting me under pressure, going into the hairpin, the chicane, my bad. Our jumper giving me the space. Thank you, my man. That was amazing. Well, good driving. He knew that I was being held up by the two of these guys. What's gonna happen here? Rocking Robin making a late lunge down the inside. He did not have that. Oh my gosh. He making us spin, and unfortunately we reset to track, which is illegal in a league race. That is not allowed, and therefore I had to give up a lot of positions here just to cover for that. That was stupid of me, and it was muscle memory. What can I say? I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. When you race online quite a lot, you end up muscle memorizing the fact that you can reset to track just to save you a lot of trouble. And unfortunately I did that here in the league race. Cutting to lap 10. Still on the softs. Right now we're in P16. Still behind the safety car. We're catching up at the moment to that safety car, and let's see what happens when we resume racing. This time I'm behind our jumper due to that little bit of a spin right there from Rocking Robin and Braddles. It forced myself and our jumper to also spin. But when resetting to track, I think he did the reset faster than me, so that means that he ended up in front of me, and that's why he also slowed down, as you could see there in lap 8. Going into the pits quite well, getting a good entry, not losing that much time, if any. As you could see, I caught up to Ferrer quite easily there in the pit entry. Getting a good pit once again, going on to hards. So right now I plan to go from now all the way to the end if there's no safety cars. But the reason I went on to hards isn't just to make it to the end, but also what my plan was is if there was another safety car, as you will see there will be, then at least I have a fresh pair of mediums, which would help me push the others to the end. because you know there could be another safety car within the next lap or two, which would only be lap 14, meaning I would have just over 10 laps to make it on those mediums, which is perfect because I don't want to do that on the softs, because then their life would almost be done in terms of its top speed by the time we get to the end. So I didn't want to go onto another pair of softs if there was another safety car.
Okay, clear.
And I do have spare sets of softs, so I did end up choosing to go onto the mediums. But right now on the hards, on the reset, trying to push Braddles and Italian Legend, you can see they're battling out, and this isn't the sector to do that. So you can see Italian Legend just letting off a little bit, losing at least 3/10 to Braddles. Trying to go up the inside, just showing him my nose and showing him that I'm there and I'm not going to give up without a fight. Trying to go down the inside. He closes me off, getting that good exit, of course. So now trying to put pressure on them, losing it a little bit going into that chicane. I've still got Farah behind me, half a second. I'm on the hard, Farah on the mediums, and in front of me Italian Legend and Braddles both on mediums. As you can see, they've got quite good pace in those mediums, but they're taking quite bad lines. I get that overtake on Italian Legend there. I think he knew I have the ERS and I have the space. Braddles closing me off in lap 13. That's just the first of the stuff that he does to me during this race. I had quite a lot of drama with Braddles. He lost me a lot of time right there. As you could see, I had to let Italian Legend pass, and now Farah pushing up the outside. I'll take the inside going into turn 1. Braddles and Italian Legend having a little bit of contact, and another safety car. Our jumper ZA, unfortunately DNFing right there on T1. We're on lap 15 at the moment, and we are in P10. Still on the hards. So this is what I was talking about. This is where I predicted the safety car would come out. So now I want to see, do I go onto the mediums, or do I save those mediums to later on in the race in case there's another safety car? So you can see in front of me, Braddles using AR during the race, and that is not allowed in a league race. You are not allowed to pause your game and have the AR drive for you. So that's a fairly rookie move. And another way he had, done a disservice to the rest of us in the lobby, because we are not doing things like that. So it is possible that he had a force feedback issue and was trying to solve that. But that's just giving him the benefit of the doubt. I hardly doubt that, actually.
Right,
so
we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
Farah on our tail with a penalty of 5 seconds. Oh, I go fairly deep into turn 1. And do I give the position to Farah? I give him that inside. Well done on the exit from Farah there, taking advantage of my mistake. Going into turn 3.
Okay, slow down.
Taking it relatively easy, and there comes another virtual safety car. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Now the question is, will it be upgraded? Will it be upgraded? Yes, it will. The safety car comes out. We're in P11. Lap 17. So for 2 laps, we were behind the safety car, jumping to lap 19. So as you can see, some people pitted, and we ended up being in P9 after being at the back of the grid for some time due to some mistakes we've made, but also due to Braddles in particular holding more than just me up, but holding our jumper up, holding Farah up, holding Rocking Robin up. But Rocking Robin also didn't have the best race out there on this occasion, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I knew that I had the pace on most of these guys, and they were quite aggressive. It was hard to make those overtakes, but it is a league race and you can expect that. Rocking Robin going into the back of me. Wasn't my fault. I kept a reasonable pace through there.
Overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
As you can see, on resumption of the race, I gave a lot of time away to Farah in front of me. I think it was due to me wanting to give the space in case of any incidents on turn 1.
Be aware the car behind
Getting
you
a
is
good
catching you by
exit,
5/10
but
of
Moss 7, who ended up with the fastest lap of the race by the end of this race, getting a better exit on turn 1 than me, as you can see, catching up to Farah in front of me really quickly. On lap 20, still on these hards. In front of me, Moss on the softs, so that might be why he got so much more traction than me on turn 1. He makes a double overtake. Oh, he gave them both back.
Okay, clear.
I wonder if they gave him an illegal overtake there, because it doesn't make sense why he'd give them both back. Oh my gosh, just Moment making the move up the inside and I gave it to him. Very good racing. That was, you know, inches. Very, very close to contact right there. Making our way around, still on lap 20. We're in P10 at the moment, only a 10th behind just Moment. Going a little bit wide. Rattles caught my eye in front of me. Let's see what he does. He makes a huge error.
Push for safety car right now, just be careful. Okay, mate, we might need to look at a new race strategy after that. I've got some options for you. So
Now
go check
that's
your
not
MFD.
called for. What he just did there was not called for. WTF was that? He held me up the whole race and then decides to yeet us off the track later on in the race. So what I decide to do here is go for mediums and try get that fastest lap. I did mention earlier in the clip that I believed that this could happen and that the mediums would have the pace near the end, especially because I was one of the fastest drivers on track and I could see that based on the pace I had.
Back into the race. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
And that is the 4th safety car of the race and our 4th really good pit stop of the race without getting a pit entry penalty once. So that is quite good, quite exciting for me because I practiced my pits quite a lot. Did a couple of AI generated races. Couple races against the AI, I mean. So this is my outlap on the mediums and you can see immediately how much pace I have in comparison to when I was behind those cars. So you can see I have fresh air right now on fresh tires, getting my tires up to temp on this first outlap, taking it nice and tight, getting out to the outside up to 7th, going into the DRS but not getting DRS as yet. No, I'm not right about that. I think the DRS is only coming up right now. 1, 2, 3, there we go. DRS activated if there was DRS, but seeing we just resumed racing under the safety car, there won't be DRS this lap, as well as the fact there's nobody in front of me for me to activate that DRS, as you have to be 1 second behind the car in front of you. So that's what's up. Getting a good outlap. Let's see what I do and what kind of exit I get on this last corner. If I'm not mistaken, this is where I set the fastest lap of the race.
DRS has been enabled. DRS
Lap
is now
22.
enabled.
Getting a nice and tight line. I believe I could have done better, but I was also being relatively cautious. But I knew that this was a hell of a fast lap. As you can see right there, I didn't get the best exit there. Going a little bit wide and paying the price for it. I might have lost at least 2 to 3 tenths on that corner. Didn't get the best exit. Going into the middle sector. Into the chicane. Let's see how tight I can take this corner. Oh, getting a little bit wide. Keeping it on track though. No penalty. I definitely had to let off through that chicane right there. It's a really fast chicane, so I gotta go down like 3 gears to keep it on track. Going into the last corner of the lap, catching on Italian Legend. Not too bad. That wasn't a bad exit. I believe I could have again grabbed about another, or gained another 2/10 from that. So I was a bit deep into that. We get a 131.588. That's the fastest lap of the race. Let's go, Deamo. Italian legend getting a really good T1 there. Getting close to the wall, and as you can see, when I look behind, he actually lost some time due to that. I don't think he was expecting me to get that perfect of an exit coming around turn 4, turn 5, and unfortunately getting hooked on the curbs and losing it. After a really good fast lap, that's how it went. This is our final lap of the race. Once again, just trying to keep it steady and finish this race. Unfortunately, we in P15, which is last of the bunch, and I believe that's mainly due to Braddles and Rocking Robin unfortunately holding us and other people up during this race, and you know, making a bit of a mess of it. But I believe we had the pace. I believe that we did well in this race due to the circumstances and to not DNF once again on the last lap. Getting hooked on that same curb, having to improvise so I don't hit that wall. As so many people know that they can do, it is very likely that you hit the wall once you get hooked on that curb. So I had to let down on the throttle and gear down a couple just to stay on track right there. So what happened in the last lap doesn't happen again. Going into the chicane, very fast chicane once again, getting down to 3rd and 4th. This is a heavy sequence of corners, so you just got to get it just right to keep every ounce of speed that you can. Getting it into the second chicane of the lap, taking that very nicely, tightly, carrying all my speed that I can, despite the fact I had slightly overheated rears. As you can see, my front tires, I could not get them up to temp after the spins. But also it has to do something definitely with my setup. And finishing the race in P15, that's the 25th lap. That's the race. That was terrible. I'm gonna be honest, that was not what I expected, man. Not what I expected at all, but you know, we got through it. I ended up finishing the race nevertheless. It's a little bit unfortunate. You saw what Braddles did to me on lap 20. That was really unfortunate and uncalled for, bro. But I will report it. Hopefully, you know, we can see what we can do about it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that race. I doubt it, because those were so many safety cars. I don't know who would enjoy that. But yeah, hope you guys have a good evening. Peace, my G's. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. You guys are legends. Let's get it.